hearty welcome to you this morning, being the final day of this, the Perfect Delivery Bowls SA Inter-Districts Tournament for veterans for the year 2023, and we're bringing it to you from the Outeniqua Bowls Club in George. What a glorious day we've got again here in George, not a cloud in the sky, and as one of the skips remarked this morning, if you think how they started off on Monday, they've been so fortunate the last 2 days with this beautiful weather. Typical George. And I'm not a weather forecaster, but my bit of knowledge of this part of the world is that towards the afternoon, I might be proven wrong, but the cloud will move in from the Indian Ocean and it'll most be stacking up against the beautiful Outeniqua Mountains that we're looking at in the north. With me again this morning is Alan Bell, a man that really knows the game very well, and I'm sure you've enjoyed his commentary with me. Good morning, Alan. Your insights at this stage that you'd like to share with our viewers? Oh, I see he's moved on having a chat to somebody. I couldn't see that that's happening. In the meanwhile, while the first end is being played, I'm not going to concentrate too much on that right now because we had a few technical glitches that we had to sort out. Apparently that's been sorted out. Let me just give you the standings as they are at the commencement of play this morning. In the blue section, Eden is on 68 points. JVA on 66.5 and Border on 57.5. So as you can see, very close, and they are going to jockey for positions to get to the top. Eden, a very formidable side. They've got the home advantage playing here in the Eden district, and I'm sure there's lots of Eden supporters that's holding thumbs that their team will be in the final this afternoon. In the red section, it's Western Province on 66. So we'll have a very good look, and it'll be a little bit easier for us identifying all the players. I know you know the Sable players quite well, but we are not covering them this morning.
No, it's a pity because they're playing nice bowls at the moment, and they're certainly in with a shout, lying there on 62 points, only 4 off the leader. So as you said, Tommy, this is really the crunch game is this one this morning. The greens were cut late yesterday afternoon, evening. I saw the guys out on the greens cutting them and getting them to perfection for this game this morning.
Yes, and we've got a lovely view of those flip charts on ring number 3 after the first end. Northern Cape has got 2 shots to their name, and on ring number 4 it is Eastern Province, a team of Kurt Fisher that's won that first end, and they've got 1 shot. We are going to watch closely as these players get to grips with the green this morning. It changes, I think, every day. They've been moved to ring number 3 and ring number 4. And Duimpie Jansen van Vieren just came up a bit short, and now it is Lapis Labuschagne. I called him Labuschagne, and I think people said to me he's actually Labuschagne. He comes from the Northern Cape.
Not from France, Tommy?
No. Hy's van die Diamantveld.
I see the back rank's coming up a little bit short. Is that because the front rank were half a meter through, do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, well, they feeling the green at the moment, and I think in the next two ends or so, the back rank will have worked it out, and then we're going to see slightly better bowls. At this stage, it's
So are you saying this is the third trial end?
yes. Well, it's actually the fourth, because they're playing the second
I'm a bit
set.
slow this morning, Tommy.
Yeah, no.
I woke up late.
Oh yes, no. It's all accepted.
Some people will say, have you woken up?
While they're walking to the mat, it will be Etienne Matthewson that will be delivering the bowl on behalf of Northern Cape.
Tommy, have you had coffee this morning?
I've had my coffee.
You see, you're more awake than I am.
Oh yes. Now that's better weight. It's just a little bit thin. On Ring 4, Eastern Province have doubled their score. They now have 2 shots, and Northern Cape still have to open their account.
Tommy, would you like another cup of coffee? Because I'm going to get for me, myself, and I, and you.
Yeah, well, that'll be nice. We can sip on a nice coffee.
There we go.
Thanks, Ellen. And we will keep you posted on what's happening. That one was running a bit wide. And now Duimpie Janse van Vuren giving an instruction to Barry van Wyk. This looks very good. It just comes up a bit short. Looks like Clive Bartlett's bowls could be quite close. Those are the sky blue bowls. And that grey bowl that was taken out is, I think, Duimpie Janse van Vuren's bowls. And to measure for 4th shot, the tape measure has to come out. Another one. The bowls were not very close to the jack, but it's quite a big number that's being achieved here, and I think that is to Eastern Province. We're going to just watch things very closely.
6 shots.
6 shots.
Indicated like in cricket.
In cricket. Well, that's very good.
Who got the 6, Tommy?
Eastern Province. According to my book, what I'm going to check, because I've been proven wrong a few times this week already.
Nobody's perfect. My wife reminded me this morning. Took one look at me and she said, "You're not perfect." I said, "Thanks for that. You're very gracious."
As long as you've got a perfect delivery when you're on the green, then you're okay.
Well.
Yeah. Indeed, it was Eastern Province, because it is Willie Besson that has put the jack into position. And I'm going to take your word for it. It was 6 shots.
Tommy, if you look on the top right
I
of the
see
screen there, it
That's
says
right.
6.
Yep. Well, that was an incredible head.
Observation.
Yeah, apart, but it was an incredible head, because the bowls were not that close. I mean, when they were measuring, the respective thirds had to assist one another to hold the measuring tape to the bowls. So, but it's 6 shots that's in the bank. And at the moment, Vali Basson and this is the man cut. G.P. Jansen van Rensburg. Ah, he's on a mission.
Yeah, he likes it. He got close.
Yeah.
Well, Northern Cape would like to bounce back here after that 6.
They're going to try everything in their power. Clive Bartlett, his bowl came a bit,
Yeah, he finished close.
he's got those sky blue bowls.
His woods are counting.
Yeah, I think he's holding the second shot. Tiensberger,
He just slipped through the gap, got a piece of the bowl, but probably third shot. Tommy, the ladies are organising this coffee, so don't get too excited. It's on its way.
thank you very much. I've had a cup already this morning when I arrived.
Don't tell anyone, Tommy.
No, they.
It's on the house, my boot.
But the people, the hospitality here at Outeniqua is just fantastic. Absolutely superb. And everything is running like clockwork. We must compliment them the way they've gone about staging this big event. It is the 2023 Perfect Delivery Bowl South Africa Veterans in the Districts Tournament, and we're bringing it to you from the Outeniqua Bowls Club in George. Well, the front rank, they've played their bowls, and it's now going to be up to Lappies Labeskagni and Duipie Jansen van Vuren to see what they can do to change things a bit. Duipie Jansen van Vuren.
He's finding opposition's nearest bowl and ran off.
Yeah, quite a tall man, Duipie Jansen van Vuren. And now Lappies Labeskagni, also quite a tall man. Bit of weight put onto that shot. It's not turning much, and it gets wooded. That is Cut's bowl that's in the way there.
Good position.
Yes, Eastern Province, they've really picking up that 6 must have given them a lot of confidence. At the moment, Eastern Province is holding the shot, according to what I can see. Now, Lappies Labeskagni, he's going to try and change that.
He asked for permission to play with a bit of weight. Oh, thank you very much. You're wonderful, you know that.
Thank you. Yeah, he played with some weight, and he got rid of one of the bowls. But that grey speckled bowl from Eastern Province is still there. At this stage, I think Eastern Province are holding 1 shot. A beautiful morning here at George, looking at the mountain, edged off against the blue background. A wonderful sight. We're in a beautiful part of South Africa, the Eden district.
Tommy, these two little pills over here,
That's mine.
are those yours?
Yes,
Do you need them?
thank you.
You put them in there, but I've already put sugar in. That's why I was stirring it.
Oh, good heavens.
So that's going to be a bit sweet. Eh?
Well, it's okay. It's a good sweetener for me.
Tommy, I thought they were other pills for another use.
I won't stir again. Thanks
No,
very
no,
much.
no.
Yeah.
I normally get the spoon for stirring, so don't stir.
Etienne Matthewson, obviously he would try to reduce the deficit at this stage.
Tommy, there's an extra cup of coffee. Would you like to try that?
Is
all right?
It's most probably for Cole, isn't it?
No, Cole said no, he's on water today.
Okay.
He had a party
Okay.
last night, so he's
Yeah,
on
okay,
water
then.
today. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
thank you.
You've got to listen to your co-pilot, Jamabut.
Co-pilot is giving me the instructions.
Can I put one sugar in for you? Would that be okay?
No. No sugar.
No sugar. I'm not going to ask you what those pills are for, Tommy.
Well, I won't give the name because then it's free advertising. But I'm trying to just make the coffee a bit sweeter with these sweetener pills that I use. I'm a diabetic. I don't know if it's people tell me it's not a good thing. I should drink bitter coffee, but Cole, I'm sure our viewers can hear how we're stirring this coffee.
So, who scored on the last end, Tommy? Do you know?
Eastern Province,
Again?
as far as I know. Can you give me a little bit of milk there, Alan,
Only
please?
because you asked so nicely.
Okay, thank you. And on rink number 4, Eastern Province have picked up another shot, and they're now leading 3-0. And here, Eastern Province are still 6-2 up, and the skips are playing. Sorry, the leads are playing their shots. That little slender man that you see in picture is Kat Janse van Rensburg. And look at that action. He's watching that bowl so closely. We will see where it finished up just now. Willie Besson.
He finished a meter behind.
It's not a bad place. Excellent bowl there by Willie Besson. Eastern Province holding 2 shots at this stage. Kat Janse van Rensburg playing the forehand. Lovely weight, just a little bit wide. You know, even if Eastern Province, if they get a full house and they score 12 points out of this game, Western Province in the red section is on 66. So at the moment they are 12 shots behind, and I'm sure Western Province is going to get a few shots to their credit. but this is the match that we are covering. We are limited to the matches that we can cover, and that is with the equipment. We can only feature on certain rinks, and the rinks, the draw as done by Bowl South Africa, which Owen and his team, they go strictly according to that. This morning there were a little bit of unhappiness, but you know, that's the way it is, and that is what we can bring you. We are going to keep you up to date. I know Alan is a man that likes to sometimes walk around a bit, and I'm going to ask him to go and have a look at the scoreboard where Western Province are playing, so that we can just keep you up to date. He must also go and have a look at JBA. Oh, sorry, then that. But he must go and see. I think Western Province this morning is playing Eastern Province on rink 4. They just carrying on nicely. Picked up another 2 shots there, and it's now 5 points difference between the 2 teams there. And Lapis Kagni having a full go.
Missing the head.
Yeah, the direction was not spot on, but that was a shot played with a tremendous amount of venom in it.
Tom, I'd like to tell you that our cameraman in charge is going to swivel his camera around and show us the scoreboards on the other matches there. I think he saw my knee guard and didn't want me to walk too much.
Okay. He's a very considerate man, Noel. Lovely to work with him. He's getting a lot of praise from a lot of people, the pictures that he's bringing our viewers, and we must give him some credit. Him and his team, his son that is controlling things for us, Cole Solomon, and then the other 2 cameramen, they are Cole's cousins. It's Logan Hodges and Bryce Hodges. Yeah, we've worked with them now for a few months, and they're getting better and better.
Tommy, I think that's your pacemaker. You need new batteries, pal.
You are quite right. Yeah, you know, the people will really think that I am a wreck, the way you describe me. Eh?
No, not at all, Tommy. You're very young looking and all that, you know. So I can hear by your voice you're still a child.
Yeah, I haven't got that deep voice like you've got, but let's concentrate on the bowls. It's like going to the opera. They always ask you, please switch off your cell phone. And we were naughty this morning, it wasn't, but hopefully I've now...
Tommy, don't say we. You. We's collective, that means me as well. Mine is on silent.
Yeah.
Tommy, do you know what's going on here now?
I'm watching closely, and I see Eastern Province, they gained a shot on the 3rd end, and they're now on 7.
I'm talking about this head now, Tommy. Look, there was a good shot played there.
Yeah, good shot, 7-2 to Eastern Province.
No, but who's lying shot there now, Tommy?
I must just
It's
check.
the blue bowl. You know all the bowls.
The blue bowl. If it's sky blue, then it's Clive Bartlett that's holding the shot there.
And he's from Eastern Province.
He's from Eastern Province.
So Northern Cape still got their back against the wall.
Absolutely. Lapis is giving the instruction, saying to his skip, play the same shot, but just make an adjustment. And that is his skip is Etienne Matthewson.
Just a little bit wide, had good weight for the job. Having a good look there.
One has been taken out, and I think it was Clive Bartlett's bowl that was taken out as the shot bowl. Is there going to be another one? Doesn't seem like it.
I'll go and look at the score.
Have you finished your coffee? Good, then you've got the strength. Alan is going to quickly walk across and see some scores for us in the blue section, or no, sorry, the red section where Western Province are playing, but they're playing on the B green. And again, Willie Besson to start proceedings here for Eastern Province, who's in a commanding position in this first set. I just need to watch carefully. Not quite sure how many shots. There was definitely one to Clive Bartlett. Good weight from Willie Besson, and knows it cut Janse van Rensburg. This looks very good, and Cut has drawn the shot, well bowled, excellent weight, and he's just alongside the jack. Willie Besson playing his backhand. Good effort. Now the question, can Cut Janse van Rensburg put a second bowl in there? Because Northern Cape needs to pick up some points. There we have it. The players didn't give us a good indication, but our producer here is on the ball, and at this stage Eastern Province have a 7-shot advantage over Northern Cape on ring number 3. Teunsberger, that is representing Northern Cape. I'm afraid it's running a little bit wide, about a meter past the jack. Clive Bartlett with those sky blue bowls. He's played a wonderful shot off a front bowl, and he's got the second shot, but Cut Janse van Rensburg is still holding shot. Teunsberger, that's the grey speckled bowl, a little offline. And now it's that tall man, Lapis Labeskagni, who's going to try his very best. And he is opposed by Duimpie Janse van Vuren, who will be bowling first. At this stage, a 7-shot deficit. Eastern Province in command. Just a little thin. I heard Etienne Matthewson talking to Lapis, spurring him on. He takes his time, very short step. also a little thin. Hasn't found the grass all the time. Barry van Wyk indicated there. We are bringing you the action from the Outeniqua Bowls Club in George, where the Perfect Delivery BSA Veterans Inter-Districts for 2023 is taking place. We have to mention our sponsors, because without them, events of this nature is not possible. The main sponsor, Perfect Delivery, together with their insurance brokers, Bartons. A big thank you to them. Also a co-sponsor is Personal Trust, that does a tremendous amount for bowls in South Africa. We've got Louis 57 Wines, that's our own Louis Oosthuizen, the golfer, and that 57 was the lowest score that he's ever played in a PGA tournament. Fantastic. We've got Tracy Meyerdrix, who's doing all the corporate branding for Bowl South Africa, the pamphlets and shirts, etc., etc. We have Aware Sport from Mossel Bay, and then Rendezvous Steakhouse here at Outeniqua Bowls Club. They've all contributed towards making this such a success, and our gratitude to them. Now we have to focus again our attention, and it's Barry van Wyk. Kat Jansen van Rensburg is still holding that shot. I see his initials is GP Jansen van Rensburg, but they call him Kat. I wonder, he must have picked the jack up lots of times during his bowls career. Although that's not acceptable, but I know that a lot of Afrikaans people, they refer to the jack as a kat, but it's not. You have to speak in Afrikaans of a white, of a wit bal. We are hoping that we're going to get some feedback from our viewers to give us a very appropriate name for the jack in Afrikaans. Well, Eastern Province, they have managed to pick up that one shot, and they are 5 ends completed. And on the rink next door, on rink number 4, things have changed drastically there. After 5 ends, the score is 5 each, so it's peels there. And there is quite a tussle going on there. And yes, Northern Cape has picked up that one shot by Kat Jansen van Rensburg, and they go to 3. Deficit at the moment for them is 6. Willie Besson has just drawn inside Kat Jansen van Rensburg's bowl. I don't think he's going to leave it like that. This is a good bowl that he's delivered, just running through slightly. just needed a little bit more grass, just 3 blades of grass. Willie also a very short step, not a very wide step or a long step. His bowl took the similar path of that of Kat Janse van Rensburg. Now our attention is drawn to Tiens Burger. The last 3 bowls all went, I think they would call that the amateur side of the jack. And Clive Bartlett, number 2 for Eastern Province, playing number 2. He is trying to get in and he's got the shot well played. Those sky blue bowls are really getting to the jack quite nicely this morning. I can't stop saying it is an absolute beautiful day here in George. Looking at the windsock, it's hardly moving, and the players are really enjoying the weather. A bit of protection at the back in case the jack is trailed. And as the coaches will say, 1 on the jack and 1 at the back. In my book, Clive Bartlett holding that shot. And now we're going to see the big man, Petrus Lappies Labeskaghni, from the Northern Cape. Just to give you an update on the match taking place on rink number 4, there things have changed a bit. The Northern Cape has started to find the weight, finding the grass, and they are leading 7-5. And that is after 6 ends. We are busy here with the 6th end on rink number 3. Still the sky blue bowl of Clive Bartlett that's holding shot. Lappies Labeskaghni trying a little bit to change matters. Unfortunately, get wooded. He was on a good track to chop and lie on that sky blue bowl. Dainty Janse van Vuren. Another bowl in the head. I think Ellen Bell is going to bring me a long list of results in the time that he's taking. But let's hope we're going to be able to tell our viewers what's happening in the other games in this red section. It'll be interesting also to get some information from the George Bowling Club, where Eden is playing. They're at the top at the moment in that section. And I'm sure with Owen Calverley in the vicinity, he's a staunch Eden supporter. He is most probably going to while, and then he's going to give us some feedback on that. We will try and keep you posted as much as possible. Barry van Wyk running a bit wide. Etienne Matthewson asking a few questions of Lapis Labuschagne, and he's decided what he wants to do. It's the forehand that he's playing. It's a narrower line this time, most probably quite good. And he just comes up against Clive Bartlett's bowl. Eastern Province holding the shot. And Barry van Wyk rolls a beautiful bowl, and I think it's going to be 2 to Eastern Province, and they are stretching their lead, having a good look, and indeed.
Sent me to go and look at the score. Was that what I was supposed to do?
Well,
let me give you the update. There is nothing to choose between those 3 top sides. It's a nail-biting game, each one of them. And at this point in time, if I look at the different heads there, I would say that Bowls, Gauteng North, BGN, I think they're going to possibly have the upper holding their own. And so is Western Province. It's a tussle. There's not more than 2 shots between the sides, and I can see the heads are extremely tight, and it's changing hands all the time. Sables lie, then the opposition lie, etc. And the same with the guys from Pretoria, BGN. They are having a tussle there against Kingfisher. Some brilliant heads being played. So we can look forward to a good final this afternoon, no matter who goes through.
Yeah, you haven't said much about the leaders in the red section, which is Western Province. Starting off this morning, they were just 1 shot ahead of Gauteng North. And as you say, what a final to look forward to this afternoon. And, I'm trying to be as objective as I possibly can, but you do have a soft spot for your district that you play in, and we are all hoping that Western Province can do their thing. I don't know if you're aware of it, but this side from Western Province last year, they brought silver back to the Cape, and obviously their objective will be to make it gold this year. We have to focus our attention and cut.
It's a nail biter.
Thank you very much. Yes. And I'm sure their manager would be around there spurring them on, showing them what to do. Lots of tactics is going to be employed. And don't be Janse van Vuren, another bowl at the back, very close to the edge of the ditch. Now he is taking quite a bit of time in delivering his bowl, compared to the speed at which the other players perform the task. I think we can safely say that Eastern Province are going to gain the first point in this match. At present, score 12-3, and when I see the flip chart on the other side, I will tell you what the score is on ring number 4. But now our attention is with Barry van Wyk. But I think Kat is still holding the shot.
Well, he played a good one there. He just
Very
fell
good.
the wrong way.
Excellent. That's the second shot. Etienne Matthewson's son is a very good bowler, and he's going to the SA Masters in Cape Town next week, so he will be in action there. And their whole family are good bowlers. His wife is also a very competent bowler.
See, Etienne's halfway up the green there, as you said, SA Masters. I think he must have heard you.
Yeah, I had a nice discussion with him this morning. Oh, that's very good. I think that port has been closed a little bit, but let's just watch closely. Yeah, Etienne,
That's why he's changed his hand.
he changed his hand quite
A little
right.
bit wide.
Oh yeah. Well,
Sure.
one shot to cut Janse van Rensburg. And the Eastern Province wins that first set, 12-4.
So, Tommy, who's playing here actually?
Sorry.
Is it Eastern Province and Northern Cape? Is that what it stands for?
That's Northern Cape,
Okay.
NCB. Well, I've got it wrong.
Won't be a first,
Okay,
Tommy.
now hold it. They're going to change things. They might do it the correct way. Yes,
So you were
for
right,
a change, Tommy was right.
You see.
That is the
I
important.
don't know why people don't listen to you more often, Tommy.
Listen, that is why I have my own score sheet, because I can't rely on those players all the
Yeah,
time.
no, they don't know what they're doing.
I am so happy.
You should actually be playing, Tommy.
No, not at this stage. But it's lovely to watch excellent bowls that we've seen here the whole week. And that is Billy Besson. Let's put that bowl nice and close to the jack. Cut is not far off. Alan, how long have you been down here in the Eden area? Because you come from Gauteng.
Tommy, I've been here all of 5 weeks. It's the best 5 weeks of my entire life. I'm as happy as Larry. You know Larry?
No.
Larry's always happy.
Well done, Larry. Yeah, this is a beautiful part of the world. And there was a perfect shot executed by Geerpier Janse van Rensburg, Kat, his nickname, and he suddenly holds 2 shots.
Perfect delivery.
Perfect delivery from Kat. Clive Bartlett has bowled quite superbly this morning with those sky blue bowls. Well, there we go. He's there again, right up against the jack. Etienne Matthewson, he wants his second Tuinsburger. To come through that gap. It's just running through. And Sky Blue Clive Bartlett is continuing where he's left off in the other end so far. Every time he is close to the jack and gaining valuable points for Eastern Province. This is a narrower line, but he's not going to have any effect here. I think he was trying to perhaps promote GP Janse van Rensburg's bowls or bowl.
Tommy, I think he was trying to take the short bowl out, actually. He's got second shot, hasn't he?
He's got second shot.
Yeah, then he was running through that port at the short bowl.
Yeah, but he was a bit
narrow.
He was thin. Yeah, he was very narrow. It often happens when players try to play that heavier shot that their direction is not always on target. Duimpie Janse van Vuren. I wonder where he gets the name Duimpie from.
Maybe his wife's got him under her thumb.
Now look at this, hey,
He's taken it all the way to
isn't
the
that
ditch.
wonderful?
Great shot.
And he trails the jack into the ditch. His bowl goes along with it, and it's right next to the jack. This is going to be a difficult one to draw off, but we mustn't speak too soon. This is a very peculiar game, this bowls. And Petrus Lappies Labeskagti, he's going to try, and most probably the best is just to try and get a very good second shot. Now, Northern Cape are going great guns there. I just saw that board there, they've got 10. Was that after 10, after 7 ends, Cole, or not?
Tommy, that jack is so far from the edge of the ditch, it's impossible to get the shot, even if you lie on the lip.
Yeah.
Having a run probably at a toucher.
Yeah. But I don't think any of the bowls that's currently on the green, except the one that took the jack into the ditch, were touches. Eastern Province have got some interesting tactics here. Barry van Wyk has called on his men, and there a great second shot. Those green bowls bowled by Duimpie Janse van Vuren. It's very good. I think he must just try to reduce the deficit at this stage and try and get the second shot. As you say, it's going to be extremely difficult to draw that shot off the bowl and the jack that's nicely tucked in the ditch. It was a great shot that was played by Duimpie Janse van Vuren. For those viewers that don't know, when the jack is in the ditch and it's alive, then they have those stripes that they do with their finger in the sand, and the man there from Northern Cape has just done that. Can Barry van Wyk put another one in there to make it 3? Interesting. Oh, that was a very good effort by Etienne Matthewson. Just unfortunately going into the ditch. Barry van Wyk once again. This is another shot coming here.
Not quite.
Not quite. But that sky blue bowl, that belongs to Clive Bartlett. So they are going to gain a few shots here unless Etienne Matthewson can change matters. What
Don't get much better than that. What a second shot.
Well,
Absolutely brilliantly bowled.
brilliantly bowled, and I can only say a typical skip shot. He was quite a few shots down. With his final bowl, he draws the second shot, and that's only one shot gained there by Eastern Province.
That's why he's going to the SA Masters.
Now his son is going.
Oh, his son is
His
going.
son is going, and then his son is going to Australia.
Interesting. So, bowling family.
Absolutely. His wife is also playing. And the score in this match on rink number 3 is 13-4 in favor of Eastern Province. They've opened a gap of 9 shots between them and Northern Cape. But on the other rink, I think Northern Cape, they gained the skin on that one, because I saw at one stage that they had a total of 10. And there it is. After 8 ends, it's still 10. Unfortunately, couldn't see what Eastern Province had. Our view was obscured by a player. And for the first time really this morning, Kat Jansen van Rensburg comes up a bit short. Well, he tried to rectify that, and just a little bit too much weight. And now that big frame of Lapis Labeskagni was in picture there, and we couldn't see the head, but now it's nice and clear again. It's like the blue skies here at George at Outeniqua. And we are bringing to you the Perfect Delivery Bowls SA Veterans Interdistricts final match in the 2 sections. And this afternoon we'll have the final, and we're bringing it to you from the Outeniqua Bowls Club in George. Well, that's the first time really that we saw this morning that sky blue bowl isn't close to the jack. Right, Willie Besson from Eastern Province, holding shot at this stage. And I think Lapis will most probably play his forehand and try and take the shot bowl out or chop and lie on it. There are 2 bowls on his backhand slightly in the way, so he will rather play the open hand. But first to bowl is Duimpie Jansen van Vuren. Alan?
I'm listening.
He's bowling very well. You think back the previous end, that green speckled bowl draws a beautiful toucher. Eastern Province continuing to dictate this match. Big man Lapis Labishkachny would like to try and change matters. That's the grey bowl from Teensberger that's moved closer to the jack. And at this stage, Eastern Province are most probably only owning one shot. Playing his forehand through that open side. Another good one. Excellent bowling.
Oh, but unlucky, he's opened it up now.
He's opened it up. But he's holding two shots at this stage. But as you say, he's opened it up because his bowl was a toucher right up to the jack. Can Lapis get inside there? He stayed on his forehand. He's got some weight. I think Teensberger's bowl was now advanced by Lapis, and it could be holding the second shot. But we'll just have to wait and see. Ellen, your eyes, you always say, I need to visit a certain company. Your eyes are very good. Do you also read it like that, that Teensberger's bowl is holding second shot?
I think it could be a measure, but it's certainly close. And Etienne's not going to leave it like that. I'm quite sure he'll be up to the head. Nothing to lose there.
The way Barry van Wyk played that last shot of his, it was as if he was trying to block that passage, little blocker that he tried to put in because he came up quite short. Here's the man that's going to try and change things. Etienne Matthewson. And the big frame of Lapis standing over the jack, and Etienne has come to the back.
He's trying to dead draw it there, obviously playing that hand. Barry playing for position, yeah?
Yeah, he neutralizes that back bowl.
Well, there's a dispute here between skip and third. One wants to play the chop and lie, the other wants to dead draw. Yeah, he's opting for the dead draw, playing to his third's toe. A lot of concentration there, Tom.
Yes, absolutely.
Oops, he
Lapis.
didn't. Underclubbed, as we say.
Yeah, Lapis was saying to him,
Just
you
underclubbed,
you
yeah.
haven't got the weight. But now we'll watch those two bowls closely. We don't know. The grey bowl is flat as well. And often in Afrikaans we say, sy pens steek net so 'n bietjie uit. Dis nou soos myne. En dan kan die grysbal or the grey bowl can then get the shot. Oh, they're measuring the bowl as well.
No, that's definitely the shot.
That's the shot.
Could be two.
Yeah, we'll just watch closely. Could be two.
Well, it's interesting. The other game, Northern Cape, or 5 shots up. We might want to
Was not last night. He felt that he's got flu or something, and he spoke to the organizers. It will be interesting to hear whether he's been able to play. They told him to go straight into bed, rest, and the decision would have been taken this morning whether he can continue to skip the number 1 side for Eden. And I must say, if Pitt can't be there today, it will be a little setback for Eden, because they are at the top of the blue section. But as we get further information, and I'm sure Owen, being the
convener
and the great supporter of Eden, he will be able to come and tell us. Okay, as you say, new game, new name. At the moment 11-6 to Northern Cape, and I must just have a good look. That must be Greg Bowles that's just bowled there. That very distinctive yellow or orange bowl. And it is A.B. Williams, the birthday man who turned 78 the other day, who's there with his speckled white bowl. And that one ran through. That's Peter Kane. Interesting, in the Eastern Province side, Kurt Fisher is the only odd man out. He's playing with green bowls, and the other 3 players all have red bowls that they're using. And they're talking of a red bowl. It's just been pushed up. So I think Peter Kane is holding the shot. Is that a red bowl? What's your eyesight like?
Well, it's not blue, so I think it must be red, Tommy. I think you're right again.
I'm not doing too badly.
Ah, you're doing very well.
I'm getting into my stride.
Well, Tommy, you're improving every day. I can't imagine what you'll be like tomorrow, except there's no bowls.
Yeah, I'm going to try and play tomorrow, but I don't know. My knee is playing up, same as yours, with you also having your knee guard on, but I'm going to try and play.
No, Tommy, you don't understand. I just wear a knee guard because I enjoy the sympathy. There's nothing wrong with my knee.
Oh, and that is not to keep the sun off your leg, is that right?
As well, yes, as well.
Lekker, man. Okay.
Tommy, you've said nothing about the mountains and the water glistening on the mountains. Look at that.
I have spoken about the mountains.
Oh, you have?
But,
I beg your pardon.
Alan, perhaps you can describe it a bit for our viewers.
I could never match you when it comes to a weather report, Tommy.
Yeah, well, you know, I have an advantage over you. I have visited, when I was still working, I used to spend 4 days a week, every second week here in George. So I've got a reasonable idea of the weather. And you've only been down here 5 weeks. But when we see one another again, I'm sure you are going to be the expert, because you are now residing here in George. And but it's a lovely place to retire at. A lot of the Gauteng people come to the Southern Cape. The climate here is very good, although the car registration is CAW, and they say that's cold and wet, but I don't think that's true. Just look at this day. Yeah, after the rains that we've had, those glittering signs on the mountain, that's the streams coming down, because a lot of rain is in that catchment area on that mountain, and now it is flowing towards the foot of the mountain. The dams here in the George area are practically full, which is fantastic. But I think that's enough of Charles Fortune, as you said, about the weather and the seagulls and things. We've got to concentrate on the bowls here. Still that red bowl, and I do believe that is the bowl bowled there by, or pushed there onto the jack, is a Eastern Province bowl. And this fourth rink that we're watching is the Eastern Province side is Kurt Fisher, the skip. And the third is George Rodriguez. I had a chat to him and he said to me, I'm a Portuguese, so you call me George and Rodriguez, and Peter Kane and Johan van den Berg. Now there's an interesting situation. It is that is A.B. Williams's white bull that's being pushed up there, and that has changed matters a bit. Kurt Fisher is coming down to have a very close look at things. And the man moving now is a well-built man, is the man with the rather difficult name George Rodriguez. Enjoying his bowls. He says he loves it here at Outeniqua. But all of us, we have been taken care of very, very well. Hospitality is of the best, and we must give credit to this bowling club. Northern Cape in a strong position here. They've already gained the first point in the game. Score at the moment 11-7 after 10 ends. Indeed, the shot goes to Northern Cape. I just want to make sure that that red bowl was in fact the bowl of Peter Kane. And A.B. Williams is the man. Indeed, one shot on that end, the 11th end to Northern Cape. They now have a total of 12, and Eastern Province are 5 shots adrift. He was the birthday boy here on Wednesday, turned 78, and he's still doing it very well. That bowl just coming up about a quarter of a meter short. Johan van den Berg. Played his forehand. Beautiful balance, lots of weight on that front foot, which enables him to put the bowl down quite nicely, but just a bit short. He's staying down as well after the delivery. Peter Kane. And he brings the ball into the head. Peter Kane's final bowl in this, the 12th end. Very good effort. Picks up the jack, but I think he's taken it towards Greg Bowles' yellow bowl. And at this stage, the advantage is to Northern Cape. Some very good bowls being played here. We had an absolute humdinger yesterday afternoon between Eden and Port Natal, and it all hinged on the very last end. That was the match that we covered. Pete Roberts against Doug Bashford. But it was a most enthralling match to watch, played in excellent spirit. Now, on the mat is George Rodriguez. Also, some wonderful weight on that front foot. Nicely over the bowl. He just got wooded. Dudley Daniels is indicating to his player, Greg Bowles, sorry, Sean Camphor, beg your pardon. Oh, there is a whole wall of bowls in front of the jack, so it's quite difficult to get through it to get to the jack. And at this stage, it's the advantage is to Northern Cape. George Rodriguez now he opens up the gap a little bit, and a very good shot. He's just achieved the second shot there. Well bowled, George. And the skip, Kurt Fisher, gives him a high five as he crosses over. And now we are going to see the two skips in action. Dudley Daniels from Northern Cape and Kurt Fisher representing Eastern Province.
Tommy, just to give you an update on the scores on the other green. Western Province are up on one and down on the other. Sables are up on both games, and it looks like my prediction on Bowls Gauteng North have got a commanding lead, 14-4 on the one game, and a few shots up on the other. I can't see exactly, but I know they're up. So it's interesting, interesting games there for the tussle for the top of the log.
Yes, it will be a very interesting thing, but listening to you and giving me those stats, Western Province will have to pull something out of the hat if they want to play in the final this afternoon. And then Sables doing quite well, and Gauteng North also in a very strong position. But I'm definitely not going to try and make a prediction, because you've proven me wrong on numerous occasions here this week. So I'm going to just wait until the final ends have been completed, and the man that's in charge of the scoring, Owen Calverley, he brings us the results, and then we'll tell our viewers. We are also going to get information from the George Bowls Club, so that we can see who was victorious in the blue section. At this stage, Eden is on top, and they had a lead of 1.5 points over JBA. But the Gauteng side seemed to be doing quite well. On rink number 3, Eastern Province, after 11 sets, are up 17-6.
Tommy, it's interesting that you say that the Gauteng sides are doing quite well. If you consider take the red and the blue sections, you've got 3 out of the 6 top sides are from Gauteng. Johannesburg, Pretoria and West Rand.
That's quite correct, yes. And here from the Western Cape, you've got Western Province and Eden. And then, of course, in the third position in the blue section is Border. So, yeah, Eastern Cape and the Border area, and then Western Cape and the Eden area. It's going to be very interesting, but you know, this is a very important day today. It's how you handle the pressure the best, and that is going to determine whether you are going to be in that final. And obviously when you need the final, there's a little bit more pressure to play in the final. Ultimately their goal would be to win gold. But lots can still happen. We will concentrate our attention on the game that we're watching, or the match that we're watching at present. And according to my book, that is Peter Kane that has just played that shot. And Greg Bowles. Yeah, there's the yellow bowls coming. And off the front bowl, that was the shot. He trails the jack. And the yellow bowl is doing his job for the men from the Northern Cape. Peter Kane, I think, is going to try and put it back. He, in his delivery, doesn't go down very low, but he's very effective. At present, we're busy with the 12th end on rink number 4. Or 12th, I must rather say 12 ends have been completed. And Northern Cape has a lead of 4 shots, scored 12-8. They were successful in gaining the first point in the first set. And I'm sure they are going to try their utmost to secure this second set as well. The yellow bowls of Greg Bowles are right there. Sean Camphor has now put another bowl in the head. What can George Rodriguez do? He just pushes Sean Kempfer's bowl through. Playing his forehand. That's actually his backhand. Camera angle was a little bit difficult there. Well, Northern Cape has got 4 bowls in the head, and if it can stay like that, well, then they are going to open the gap even more, and they're going to be leading by 8 shots. But there's 4 bowls to come, and our attention is now with Kurt Fischer. Good effort, just going off a little bit to the left. Dudley Daniels has been up in the head. He's walked back to the mat now. He's going to try and add another bowl into the head, and then they can have 5 next to or in against their name there. He's playing the forehand. And a red bowl is being promoted there, and that is an Eastern Province bowl there. So he's cut down quite a bit by advancing that bowl, that red bowl. He's the Northern Cape third, Sean Kempfer, a man with the brimmed hat, having a very good look, and it's most probably going to result in a measure, but at this stage it would appear that Greg Bowles, the yellow bowl or orange bowl, is still holding the shot. $12 to Northern Cape, 8 to Eastern Province, and we've completed 12 ends. 9 ends to go, and then we will eventually know who's going to be in the final.
Tommy, there's been a bit of a change in fortune on the other rink, on the other green at least. Western Province 10 shots up on the one game, and they severely down on the other by 8 shots, and Sables are 1 up and 1 down. Bowls Gauteng North are running away with it in the one game. Bertus, he's doing extremely well, and the other side is up by a few shots. At this point in time, it looks like Western, at least Bowls Gauteng North, are putting in a run. Sables are holding their own. Western Province are getting a little nervous.
Yes, if it was golf, then we will refer to it as white knuckle time. You are gripping the club stronger. So yeah, as you say, nervous times for Western Province.
Sables have got a new player on the green. It's a 4-legged animal. I think they call it a dog. He's just left.
Okay, well, he just wanted to come and serve, but I'm sure the officials has done the necessary.
No, I think he was after the cat, actually.
Yeah, I was told we mustn't talk of a cat because the jack's got no tails. All right. But I'm still hoping that we are going to get a lovely Afrikaans word for the jack. Because we don't want to talk about a wit ball. It just doesn't gel as far as I'm concerned. And you know, commentating on bowls is a relatively new thing, I think, in South Africa. In Australia, it's been going for a very, very long time. And it is wonderful that we are in an opportunity that we have progressed so far that we can show our viewers the action on the bowls green. Here's a very interesting measure here. Greg Bowles' yellow bowl has been measured, and I think this is a red bowl that was bowled there by Peter Kane. Could well be that the umpire is going to be called upon. And it went to red, and that is another shot to Eastern Province. 13 ends completed according to my score chart. Score 12 to Northern Cape, 9 to Eastern Province. Eastern Province trying to narrow the gap.
Tommy, I wasn't here early this morning, but apparently that altercation that took place, that particular person's up 19-6 now. Maybe he's grateful that they moved his rink.
Yeah, 19-6.
I wonder what he's going to say after this game.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to complain too much.
Oh, this is the thing.
How many ends have they played there, Alan?
They played 12 ends, and the rink that we're looking at is 13. And there Eastern Province are down 12-9. And next door, Eastern Province are up 19-6 against Northern Cape.
Yeah, so it's
So Etienne's getting a bit of a clap here. He's just played another short bowl.
Are we back on rink number 3, Cole? Or are we still on number 4? Still on number 4.
Yeah, no, Tommy, I'm just peeping over your cardboard box here, looking at the other side
because you are sitting a little further away from me here. I can see that. But thanks for giving us that information.
Well, Tommy, I don't mind commenting on something that you can't see, because then you can't correct me.
And you know, you've been pointing it out to me that I have a little bit of a problem with my vision. But A.B. Williams has just bowled a reasonably good bowl into the head, came off one of the front bowls, and now Peter Kane with those red bowls.
He's close.
He's close, and he's changed.
On the button.
He's
Toucher.
You know, he has changed things a little bit this morning already for Eastern Province. He's having a very good game. It's lovely to watch.
Despite the fact that they're 3 down on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, Northern Cape are putting up a good show here.
Upsie. Big upset there. Bowl out of the head.
Yeah, it's the yellow bowl from Greg Bowles again.
He can bowls, eh?
This man can bowls. And I haven't watched his delivery, but most probably it is a perfect delivery, playing shots like that.
Tommy, have you thought of taking up coaching as a sideline?
Coaching?
Yes.
Not really, man.
Because you talk a good game, you know.
Yes, I haven't seen you play.
You don't want to see me play.
No, but your knowledge is very good, and I would love to see you play one day because...
Tommy, I read the textbook, that's all I did.
Okay. I haven't.
Good back bowl there from
Mr. Bowles.
Mr. Clive Bowles, is it?
Greg.
Greg, sorry. Also a nice name, Clive. But we'll call him Greg.
Yeah. All right, now we are going back to our thirds, and it is Josh Rodriguez that's going to be delivering the first bowl. He's in picture now. Strides out quite handsomely. I like his balance, it's quite good. And he takes that yellow bowl out. But A.B. Williams' bowl is near the jack, and I think the other one is the red bowl from Peter Kane. Sean Camphor. Can he change matters a bit? Played his backhand. So far we've only seen one lefty. And I think he played for Sables, is that right?
Tommy, I have no idea.
I think that is Peter Kane's bowl. That bowl is in a good position. Now we're going towards the last third of this match. Busy with the 14th end, which means that will be the completion of the second set. And at this stage, there's Eastern Province are 3 shots adrift.
Tommy, I don't know if you noticed that the Sable skip, who was leading because of the knee problem, he's back at skip.
That's Andy's, is it Selby?
Andy Selby, quite correct.
Oh, my memory is not too bad. Yeah.
And they up 11-6 after 10 ends.
Well, he gave those knees a bit of a rest, eh?
I don't know, I thought he carried the side.
And
No, I'm joking. They all did well.
He bowled very well as a lead. We commented on that.
I said I was going to tell the selectors he did a good job at lead. Now he's back at skip.
Okay. And have you got some access to the selectors from Sable?
Yeah, they normally listen to me. No, I'm joking, Tommy. No one's got access to selectors. They're a breed of their own. You should know that by now.
They do their own thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, some of them get it right because they select the sides that come out tops. I don't know if lots of people know this, but Noel Solomon, who is the main man for the streaming exercise that we're doing here, he serves on the Western Province Executive, but he's also a selector. And,
And a good bowler.
He's a skip. He plays for the police club in Cape Town. And we talk at night before we go to bed. And I've learned a lot of things from him, but he's a very level-headed person. It's lovely to talk to him.
So what you're saying to us, Tommy, is you've got nice friends.
I try to make nice friends, yeah. I try to avoid those controversial characters because, they just get you into trouble.
Is that why you're sitting so far from me, Tommy?
I'm not sitting far from you. I'm very close to you because as far as I'm concerned, I am really enjoying this broadcast because we can bounce things off one another. Your knowledge is very good. You know this game. Now, if you say you can talk a good game, you just carry on because you're in the right spot.
No.
Because you've got a microphone in front of you. Now we must get back to the action here. Is that Dudley Daniels that's come up to have a good look? This is a tall gentleman here from Eastern Province who is, and I think he heard me. He said, "Oh," and there he moves away, and we can see the jack. Well, I called it the contraption, this cardboard box thing that's over our monitor, but it is fantastic. It's keeping the glare from the sun away. And Dudley Daniels came up short. And it's back to the measuring tool. This red bowl looks very close at the angle that we're looking at, but yet he's measuring a bowl on the other side. So we'll just watch it carefully. Yeah, you know, the angle of the camera can be very deceptive. The way I looked at the head, I thought that this red bowl to the right of the jack was the bowl in the commanding position, but not. And we'll just watch closely now what has happened. Who has gained that point for this second set? Score of the 13 ends is 12-9. On the other side, I see it's changing quite rapidly there. Oh yeah, Eastern Province are now up to 20 shots. And then that is to Northern Cape 6. Yeah, so Etienne Matthewson is having a bit of a hard time. Well,
He just drew a pearl on this last end.
can you believe it? That Northern Cape picked up the 3 shots on that last end that we showed you. And, sorry, I mean Eastern Province picked up 3. And they've peeled the 14th end, and they therefore each earned themselves a half a point.
Well, Tommy, then you better change the screen because it says 12-11.
I'm not so sure.
These guys aren't getting it right. They should listen to you, Tommy.
Well, I don't know.
They're getting the score wrong, these players. I mean, seriously.
Did you, well, I thought I saw.
You thought that?
Yeah. I saw on the screen there something like 12, or when they showed us the chart,
Yes.
I thought it read 12 apiece.
Your wife's specs aren't working for you, my boy.
Yeah, all right. Now, if we have a look at those flip charts again at the bottom, I saw a half going on there, and I then, and you must never assume, but I then said, well, that must be the case, and therefore, but at the moment, as it stands, 12-11. So we will rectify it eventually. And we are looking at Johan van den Berg. 2 good red bowls there, both delivered by Johan van den Berg.
Coke. En Coke. Diet Coke. En water.
I'd like a tonic water.
Met gin. Nee, ja. Net 'n kind. Hy water. Tommy, we've just been offered a round of drinks here. Nothing wrong with that.
Hospitality, absolutely superb. You don't have to ask. They come around regularly and say, would you like a refreshment? And my colleague here, he's sitting on my left-hand side, and he places the order on our behalf, especially here at the Outeniqua Bowls Club. Very close. I think it's the first time in this match that Greg Bowles have got 2 yellow bowls on the bank. The white bowls we can identify, that belongs to A.B. Williams. Wednesday's birthday boy. And then there's those 3 red bowls. And they're on pension.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it, being involved. And I don't know when last you've been here at Outeniqua Bowls Club, but the facility here is absolutely magnificent.
True.
And you know, we have been treated so well. The hospitality is of the best.
That's what they known for, Outeniqua.
And it is very, very nice. It's very good to see you, Gerrit. And how is your Western Province team doing? Because my fellow commentator, Alan,
Yes.
he's a Sables man. He played for them in the districts.
JBA or Sables?
I think he played Sables.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying that the one Western Province side is up by 10 shots and the other one is, I think, down by 8
10.
or 10.
Well, it's up by 12 now and down by 10.
Okay.
So the aggregate is still early days.
Early days.
Yeah, they've got one's got a skin and a half or a set and a half to play. But yeah, they must pull up their socks now. I woke up at 4:45, what was it? No, 5:30 to get here, at least see a bit of a game. But I thought I would see a nice final as well. But I think that is not on the cards anymore. But let's see. You never know how the
this is a very peculiar game. You know,
100%.
I've learned since I've started making a contribution to the sport. Don't make predictions in this game. You can't,
No.
because one ball can change the whole situation.
But yeah, you can see that they're still fighting for it, and I must say I'm so proud of all our teams, all 6 of them, the Vets, the Bs, the As. They are all, I think, today on the green playing their last game with a chance to get a medal, either playing in the finals or for bronze. And I think that I can't remember when last that happened.
Oh, that's very good. I had some information from Durban in Natal where they are playing. That's the open side is there.
Yeah.
And I know that the Western Province side was doing quite well.
Oh, that's good. I think that is then for the bronze spot, because I think Anita, the manager there, she said border team was well in front. So they were playing for that second place for bronze then. But our ladies B side, they knew already yesterday that they are in the finals with a game to go. So
oh, that's very,
very
very heartwarming for Western Province.
yeah,
And like we said the other day, bowls is in a very, very healthy state in Cape Town. On Sunday, the men's pairs are starting. And when I get home, I'm definitely going to check how many teams have entered, because in the mixed pairs, it was a phenomenal amount of players. And I think Gerrit is going to take his cell phone and he's going to help me in that regard.
yeah, I will have a quick look.
Thank you very much.
Quite a few teams, absolutely. Yeah.
And I just want to get the score after 15 ends. It's 16-12 to Eastern Province. So Eastern Province are making a good fight back here. Northern Free State against Boland are trailing by 11 shots. Busy with the 15th end in that game on rink number 5. So Boland, a very strong team on paper, but they started off a bit shakily, but they have since then had a couple of good games. Yesterday they had a spot of bother again. They didn't do all that well, but they're going to try and make amends today and end on a high note. our attention is still on this match on rink number 4, and that is Kurt Fisher's team from Eastern Province against Dudley Daniels' team from the Northern Cape. Cole, don't you think we should just leave rink number 4 and perhaps go to rink number 3? What is the situation on rink number 3? I can't see those flipboards, but just give a little bit of coverage to the people on rink number 3.
Yeah, Tommy, I must get back to you on that. They've got load shedding here, and it seems like that affects the connection, the internet connection as well.
Yes, and I must give credit to Noel Solomon and his team. We've had load shedding every day, but I don't know how they do it, don't ask me, but they turn switches and all that, and then we can continue to do it. I know there's a generator going, but there was something about the Wi-Fi, and but they do the right connections, and we are able to continue to bring you the bowls here from the Outeniqua Bowls Club.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. Noel's got a YouTube channel, Talking Heads, and there's quite a bit of content now. So yeah, if people, players want to go back, last night, I watched the under 45 trips. So there was a province side playing aside from Eden. So yeah, that's quite interesting. It was like 2 years ago. So,
yes,
yeah.
During this tournament I have spoken to Noel quite a lot because we are staying together at the same facility, and he has got a wealth of material that he can fall back on and show. I never realized that he's been doing this type of thing for a good number of years, and he's had a lot of compliments from everybody with the images, the pictures that he's bringing to our viewers. They speak highly. I know that Greg Young here is extremely happy. They have a big screen in the clubhouse. People sit, and when we go in for lunch, they all say, well done. I don't know if you've listened to a lot of the commentary. I don't know if the commentary is all that good, but we try our best.
Yeah, it's very professional what Noel is getting here. He's got a director, or what do you call the guy next to you?
He's the producer.
Sorry.
This producer.
Yeah.
Man, and this man, I can only tell our viewers, it's not coming here in the morning and setting up. Last night, 12 o'clock, he was still doing the leaderboard. He was putting them in the names of the various teams, etc., etc. He has really worked hard. And I heard this morning that Noel had to speak a little bit, not harshly, but he had to say, come guys, you must get up. We've got to be there at 7 o'clock. And they were here just after 7 this morning, setting up so that we can bring you the pictures. So a lot of hard work goes into it, but they're doing a sterling job. And I think we in Western Province must be very, very proud of them giving us this fantastic service.
Absolutely. And having you as a commentator, Tommy.
Yeah, well, Gerrit, I don't know if you remember, the Masters was at Durbanville, and I just came along to watch because that's my home club.
Yeah.
You walked past me and you said to me you believed that I was a commentator, but that was many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And you said, wouldn't you like to chance your hand at a bit of bowls commentary? And I said, okay, let's go. And there I was, and
True.
I'm still around.
The rest is history.
The rest is history,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying it. I must tell you, I like to prepare myself, and I like to know all the players. And I was hoping that we'll have Western Province on these rinks that we're covering, but it didn't happen. At least I know them, and when I do commentary in Western Province, it's easy. Here, I had to go to the teams and I say, guys, please,
Yeah, give some input. Nice.
I want to see what you look like, who's got a beard, who's got a brim hat, and etc., etc. But it's going better, and my co-commentator laughs at me, but I've got a copy of the scorecard and I keep it for myself, and I do a lot of research and I get the color of the bowls, etc., etc., and all that, so to help me. And I think so far not too bad. I don't think we've identified players incorrectly a lot, but we try our best. Well,
Okay, Tom.
I would just like to see the score is 2013. Cole, are we on rink number 3 or rink number? We are on rink number 3. So 2013, the score to Eastern Province, and on rink number 4, they are also in a commanding position. The last time I looked, after 15 ends, they were 16-12 up. So, Gerrit, thanks very much for
Yes.
popping in.
I'm going to support my team. a bit.
Go and support your
Yeah.
team. Hold thumbs.
Our team.
If they, well, yes,
Yes.
I'm not scared to say that I'm
No,
a Western Province supporter,
Yeah.
but I'd like to stay as objective as possibly.
Yep.
And if they see their president on the bank watching
see.
them, it might just inspire them to do good
Let's see.
or do
Thanks,
well.
Tommy,
Thanks
what
very
you're
much,
doing as well.
Gerrit. Thanks
All
for
right.
chatting to us.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was Gerrit van Milligan, the president of Western Province Bowls, doing a lot of work for Western Province. Western Province as a district is in a very, very healthy state, and thanks to him and his executive. Now we're looking at game number 3, or on rink 3, and the score has now changed to 22-13 after 16 ends. 22-13, and that means there's a 8-shot difference. No, it's actually 9. Is it 9 shots? 22-13. Nine-shot deficit there for Northern Cape, and that's the team of Etienne Matthewson, and they are competing against Barry van Wyk. So that's where we started off this morning. We go back to rink number 3. Five ends to go, and that will be the end of this match. That is Teensberger's bowl going through to the back, at least 4 meters past the jack. And now I think at Cole we're still on rink number 4, because undoubtedly I thought that was George Rodriguez that bowled there. Can't be, it was a blue bowl. I'm being told, no, it is rink number 3 we're on. Okay, then that was Clive Bartlett that I confused with George Rodriguez. That was Teensberger that bowled the last bowl. Alan, you've been away a little bit, and the president of Western Province, Gerrit van Milligan, he came and sat with me. He came up from Cape Town to support his team.
I thought he came to hear you commentate, Tommy.
No, he can sit at home and do that.
Oh, yes, of course.
But nevertheless, we've gone back to rink number 3. So it's the names that we started off with.
I see, but you still got them wrong, Tommy.
No, I don't think so.
Rodriguez.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
I
Clive
thought
Bartlett, that's
it
all I
was
heard.
Clive Bartlett. That's quite right. I made
Okay.
a little
Don't worry,
error
don't
there.
worry. At your age, Tommy, it's forgivable, you know.
Yeah. Now there's those ice blue or sky blue bowls. That's Clive Barker's bowls.
You got a drink in your hand now, it's ice blue.
It's good.
Have another ice.
It's good tonic water for the cramps. That's hampering me a bit.
That's your story, Tommy. You stick to it, my boy.
But I heard you asking them to put something stronger in there for me, and I was just hoping that the lady wouldn't do that because I just like it neat as it is. But the tonic is quite a refreshing drink.
So, Tommy, what's going on in the head there? You want to enlighten the people there?
Dainty Janse van Vuren has just bowled, and according to my book, it's the ice or the sky blue bowl from Clive Barker, that's Bartlett, that's holding the shot. So it's Eastern Province that's holding shot at the moment. Interesting to see what Etienne Matthewson is asking Lapis Labeshkagni to do. This is the man that takes quite a while. Very short step for a big man like this. Do you agree?
I have to, man with your knowledge, Tommy, I must bow to your superior knowledge when it comes to the delivery.
Yeah,
Because it's the perfect delivery, isn't it?
absolutely. And the most important thing of the delivery is your balance must be absolutely perfect. And if he believes his balance is best when he takes a short step, well done. In the years that I've been involved with bowls, the late Danny Loubser,
From Danny DeVita, not him.
the late Danny Loubser, he was a left-hand bowler. He's the man with the longest step that I've ever come across. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. And I had the opportunity to play against him in a Western Province men's singles competition. Needless to say, he destroyed me. He was a very, very competent bowler. But he had a huge step. He was renowned for that. I like to look at, I believe the balance and the position of the arm is important. Some people have it absolutely horizontal and straight. Others have it at an angle.
Tommy, what are your predictions for this afternoon? If you had to pick two sides that would be playing in the final, what would your guess be?
I was just telling Gerrit that, it's very, very dangerous to predict. But it's going to be in the blue section. I think it's going to be against Eden and JBA who goes through. And Western Province are battling a bit, and it's possible that Gauteng North might come out tops. But I would rather stay clear and don't commit to anything and wait until we get the results. And we will inform our viewers as soon as we have confirmation. Gerrit, when he was sitting here, he said our team is not, or the Western, I mustn't talk about our team. I must say it's his team, or the Western Province team is not doing all that well. Now something happened, and Etienne Matthewson has stepped off the mat. He's going through his routine again.
He played so well against Sables, didn't he?
He played very well against Sables.
Well, if you want to know, you haven't asked me, but my prediction for this afternoon is GBN against Eden.
Well, if that is the case, we have a fantastic advantage in that we covered Eden yesterday. So identification of the players will be a little bit easier, but the Gauteng North players we'll have to start from scratch, and we will try our very best. I'm thinking of that.
Well, Tommy, I actually played in that side for 7 ends, so I do know the fellas.
Oh, that's wonderful, and that's
So
so good
might
that you're
be easier.
here. Yeah.
Might be the only reason I'm here.
No, I do not agree with that.
Okay, Tommy.
I really, your
Tommy, look at that. Look at that.
23-13 after 17 ends is Eastern Province up against Northern Cape. Now, that must be...
That's quite a head they're having there on ring number 4. But we are televising number 3, aren't we?
we are televising number 3 at the moment.
What a head they're having there on number 4. And that's a closer game. 6 shots the difference. 4 ends to go. Oh yes, what a great shot over there.
Here the difference is 10 shots. Cole, do you think we should switch to rink number 4?
Exactly what he's mentioned to me.
Right. Now we're going to go back to the teams of Dudley Daniels from Northern Cape and Kurt Fisher. Only 6 shots in it. Did we say 6 shots in it?
6, yeah. 19-13 after 17 ends. Thirds have gone up to the head. That's your friend.
Is that
George.
George Rodriguez,
The one.
my good friend.
He offered you a special on vegetables, didn't he?
Well, he was very kind because I asked him, what is the correct pronunciation of your
lovely
name?
chap.
He's a lovely guy, and he was so friendly, and he said, that's what they call me. He says, because I'm a Portuguese. Lovely. And that's the man,
Lining up at the moment.
quite right.
And he lets rip.
You know, I like his delivery. He's stable. His balance is very good.
Tommy, it's a perfect delivery.
Absolutely.
A little bit weighty. I don't know if Skip asked him for a positional bowl, but that's where he is.
That's it. Yeah. And we have to say things are going very well here at the Perfect Delivery Bowl South Africa Veterans Inter-Districts Tournament staged at the Outeniqua Bowls Club in George. Thanks to our main sponsor. We are very, very thankful for their contribution to bowls. They are ably supported by co-sponsors Personal Trust. There's Rendezvous Steakhouse, Louis 57 Wines, Tracy Mary Drix, I battle to say that name, and of course Owen Calverley's organization Aware Sport in Mossel Bay. They've all contributed to make this a joyous occasion, which it has been. Teams are really enjoying themselves. Hospitality is great. Facilities are of the best. And today the weather is with us as well. Still blue skies, a little bit of a little cloud coming towards the mountain. Most probably my prediction, and I'm not a weatherman, but we will most probably have a bit of cloud cover this afternoon. We are on rink number 4. (1913) after 17 ends. They're playing the 18th end. That can be that looks like Dudley Daniels' bowl that's come through to the back. I can't quite identify who's holding the shot.
I have a feeling it's Northern Cape because
George is taking it out. Yes, out comes the yellow bowls from Greg Bowles. 3 out, is that correct? Now they're having a very good look for the 4th shot. We don't quite know what's happened, so we are going to get an image of that flip chart. Hopefully the players are going to do it correctly, and then we will give you the score in this match on rink number 4 between Eastern Province and Northern Cape.
Northern Cape scored 3 there.
Northern Cape 3, so they go to 16, and Eastern Province still leading them by 3 shots with 3 ends to go.
You're 100% right, Tommy.
Yes, my old score sheet is helping me. And we are back to the action. And it's going to be the white bowls played by A.B. Williams. What a lovely shot. Just a little toucher, finishing up right behind the jack. About 3 widths of the bowl behind the jack. And Johan van den Berg, the man from Eastern Province, with those distinctive red shoes, goes with their color scheme. It's red and black and white, and he's not to be outdone. Oh, and I'm just looking down here and I see my good friend Alan Bell. He's got exactly the same shoes that Johan van den Berg is. Are they comfortable, Alan?
No, they just look nice. Otherwise, why would I wear comfortable shoes? I mean, Tommy, really?
You see, I come from Western Province, and our color is blue. That's why I'm wearing the blue shoes.
That's not your only problem, is it? Western problems.
Western problems. Yeah, well, the news that you're giving me is a pity that our team is having a bit of a hard time. But Gerrit said that he was very pleased with all the teams, and they all were within a chance of bringing a medal home. And it will be the first time in the history of Western Province bowls, if that should happen. Here's the man with the yellow bowl, Greg Bowles, not to be. I think Johan van den Berg is still holding. This is Peter Kane. He's got a lovely follow through with his right arm. That's his bowling arm. It's no jerk, it's a fluid movement. Greg Bowles, not to be outdone. Tremendous, picks up the jack, takes the jack a bit back, and that also brings A.B. Williams's bowl into the picture. And now Peter Kane is going to try to change the situation.
Tommy, would you like an update on your side? Western problems?
It all depends if it's good news or bad news.
Well, the good news is your one side's up 26-8. But like every story, there's also bad news. The other side is down 16-7.
7. But still, if you take those two totals and you add them up, then at least Western Province can get the aggregate points. Is that correct?
The aggregate is one thing, but it's really the points on the board that count.
That's right.
You don't get the points aggregate. Aggregate means absolutely nothing, Tommy.
Yeah, well, come Western Province. We'd like to see you excel, fight back.
Southern Free State are coming back at...
Boland.
No, they're playing Sables.
Oh.
And you must also take into account that your Western Province side that's so well up has got a Sables player, Theo van der Walt.
Oh, yes, that's
He's
right.
playing exceptional bowls, I might just tell you.
Yeah, he told me that he knows you quite well. I think the two of you played lots of bowls together.
Way
Yeah.
back in the days of Discovery.
Okay.
Tommy, what's happening there with the bowls? Are you watching?
I'm watching.
And
I'm just checking
who's lying
closely.
shot there?
Sean Camphor. No, the yellow bowl from Greg Bowles. He's
Dynamite.
yeah, he's in a commanding position there. And now Kurt Fisher, he's indicating here to George Rodriguez what he expects of him. And there's that very, very good delivery. And George just comes up a wee bit short because he got slightly wooded there.
Wounded, did you say?
Wooded.
Oh, wooded.
I think, but I know the camera can sometimes give you the wrong impression, but I think the yellow bowl is holding the shot at the moment. So if that is the case, then Northern Cape are closing the gap slightly. They 3 shots adrift. And the other side, they were 6 shots adrift when we last checked the score on them. It's a good bowl, that. Those red bowls all belong to Eastern Province. Dudley Daniels. No, I mean it is Kurt Fisher that's bowling now. Skip for Eastern Province.
Taken quite a broad view of it.
Yeah. At this stage of the game, it's rather strange that he played a shot like that. Now we're looking at Dudley Daniels. I thought there was a little bit weight put onto that bowl.
He's not reaching, Tommy, so...
Yeah, because the
don't know if
bowl's in front. All right. Now, Kurt Fisher with his final bowl on this, the 19th end. That's a good shot, but the red bowl advanced. But I think it will go 1 shot to Northern Cape. Moment 1916 after 19 ends. I think the score, and I'm thinking it's got to be confirmed, but it might be 19-7. So there's 2 shots in it. And for a change, I'm right. I got it right. And on rink number 3, Eastern Province are now 11 shots ahead after 18 ends. The score is 24-13. 24-13. Here's A.B. Williams with his first delivery. A perfect day, hardly any wind, and the tournament's perfect delivery, and we have sure seen some perfect deliveries here today. Some very, very good bowls being played. And Johan van den Berg has drawn the shot. Maybe Williams will see if he can take the shot back. Played his backhand. Indeed.
think he's made 2 out of it.
He has. Kurt Fischer is indicating to Johan van den Berg what he wants to do, wants him to do.
Well, AB shot there is typical of a 78-year-old. He knows what he's doing. You never.
That's correct.
I mean, how old were you when you started? 75?
No, I was 65.
Oh, you were 65. So
Yeah.
you've been playing for 20 years then.
No, I've only been playing for 11
I
years.
beg your pardon, my maths is shocking.
I haven't got the experience that you've got.
Tommy.
Right. But I'm enjoying it. It's a wonderful sport.
We can hear that, Tommy. We can hear that. You love the game.
I'm addicted to this game. I can't get enough. I try and participate in all the games going in Western Province.
When you sleep at night, Tommy, do you dream bowls?
I sometimes do.
You never have a nightmare.
I think Owen asked me yesterday what was the worst experience I've had, and I said to him, in a crucial end, in a very tight game, with my final bowl, I had a wrong bias.
No, so you must never say wrong bias. You just say you were very narrow.
Okay, but but I'm prepared to admit when I make mistakes. Now look at Mr. Greg Bowles again. I think from man, and I said I would be very nervous sitting in the back of a 747 with this
Tiny tot. at the
tiny
wheel.
tot at the wheel. And he answered me and he said, I sit on my wallet.
Exactly.
So he quietened me quite quickly. A.B. Williams, as you say, 78 years old. He's got 2 good bowls in there. And that was the man from Eastern Province. Now we're looking at Sean Camphor. I would say a well-engineered shot. He tried to come off the inside of that bowl. Didn't quite work out. Is this my friend George?
A wee bit short.
Yeah. You can see the head from where you're sitting. Is AB still holding the shot, do you think?
Doubt it. That blue-grey bowl, that's at 2 o'clock, is the shot.
Well, that is Sean Camphor's bowl. So it's still Northern Cape. That's in the driving seat on this end.
Mr. Daniels is jack high, just out of the count. Would you agree, Tommy?
Yes, out of the count. Lovely balance again from Kurt Fischer.
He just slips through for nothing.
That's right.
Great effort.
Very, very good effort.
Bit of a nail biter here. 1917 on the 19th end.
That's right.
This looks like it could be another shot. He likes it. Kurt having another weighted shot. No. He's drawing.
Yes.
Turned the bowl in, no one's saying anything. Yes, he got the shot out of it.
I think that red bowl.
George said he got the shot. He pumped his own bowl in,
must be.
Tommy.
Yeah, that's right.
So that should be 2017. You're counting there.
I don't know. I just want to check if it's only one shot.
Well, he only turned one bowl in, and he had a run with the previous one, so nothing changed. So I'm assuming it's going to be 2017 on that board.
And so far, Eastern Province have only got a half a point in this game.
You see, they must have heard me. Now they're not putting the score up.
No, they're going to. It's just that
Really?
uh,
They're taking their time.
the man going towards the flipboard there is
Mizu.
taking a bit of his time
No,
getting
these
there.
guys have nodded off.
Well, the score hasn't changed as yet. Have they forgotten?
Of course they have.
They're becoming like me.
No, not that bad, Tommy, but yes. Tommy, don't lead with your chin.
Yeah, you're going to be knocked out. Oh, 19 ends, and come on, guys. Change that board for us. Yeah,
They hurt me.
A.B. Williams got the white bowl close to the jack, off a front bowl that was put there by, I think, Johan van den Berg. And now the score, indeed, you were quite right, only one shot, 20 to Eastern Province after 20 ends, and 17
And just drawn right onto the jack there, Eastern Province, and with a 3-shot lead, that's going to be hard for Northern Cape to lodge that ball. Dislodge it rather. Trying just a bit wide, AB. They're in a good place. Kurt's asking to be his second to play through the head.
Yeah, it will be interesting if, and it appears that that is going to be the situation.
Is that Clive Bartlett?
No, that is Peter Kane. That's
Oh, I beg your pardon, Peter Kane.
Yeah,
Okay, he's just edged that shot ball and lying a good second. They got 2 good seconds. But the jack's now being exposed on the backhand.
they consolidate their position on this end. Here comes the man with the yellow bowls.
He's actually played the opposition shot.
Kurt Fisher is asking Peter Kane to play the backhand. Going through his routine, then he steps back a bit. Is it that he's uncertain whether that's the right shot to play? Wouldn't know. And now he's ready.
Just a little bit short. Skip wanted him to move the white before the opposition could do it. That short ball doesn't make it any easier. Good weight for the job, but a little bit wide.
Yeah, at the back, never lost there. And now it's going to be George Rodriguez and Sean Camphor. Sean Camphor, of course, playing for Northern Cape. And George Rodriguez is the man from the Eastern Cape. Alan,
Tommy, you play 20 ends and then it comes down to this. 3 shots of difference, crucial end. 1 shot against you, you got to make 3 shots to peel 4 to win.
Yeah.
And if you look back, they probably haven't picked up a 4 in the whole game. And now you got to do it on the last end.
Yeah, I think they picked
Never
up.
easy.
I'm not sure, but I think they picked up a 4 on the 15th end
Well, they need a repeat performance, yeah.
of that. Yeah, because their score progressed from the 14th end from 12 to 16 on the 15th end. 15th end. Yeah,
But that's only 2 shots, Tommy.
No, it was from 12 to 16.
I'm baiting you, Tommy. I'm
Jy
baiting
jy
you.
byt my boeta, jy
I
byt
caught
my. Lekker.
caught another fish, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, looking at my score sheet here, if things remain as they is, or they are, then,
George put in a positional bowl at the back. Skip's very happy.
you know, then the points situation for the sets will be 1.5 each. And obviously, Eastern Province.
Whoa, close. Just got wooded.
Yeah,
Very good attempt there. Quite a lot of weight he used.
tremendous amount of weight.
Oh, you're looking for shots and shots against these. No time to be short, eh?
Yeah.
Whether you use a yard or 10, you're looking for a result.
And the yellow bowl is still holding. Is that correct?
No, it's the red.
Is the red? Oh, the red. Okay. All right, so final 4 bowls to be bowled. Busy with the 21st end. Kurt Fisher is the man in picture.
Interesting development on the other green. I'll give you a report after this bowl finishes. Okay, he's covering the back again. BGN well up on the one game. And the other game they have lost 21-20. Great hit. Great hit by Northern Cape. Jack in the box.
But it was burnt, is that
It was
correct?
burnt, so they're going to replay the end.
playing it over again.
Very good hit, eh?
Yes. My memory serves me correct. It's the first time in the games that we've been covering where that has actually happened, where one of the skips got the jack, picked the jack up and put it beyond or outside of the pegs, and then the end has to be played over
How are
again.
you?
Can you remember me?
I remember you, I just forgotten your name, forgive me.
Tish Cameron from Lisa's Rudderpool.
Johan van den Berg.
100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Jeez, like, no, you make me feel older than I am. But it's fine, I'm sitting next to Tommy here.
See,
And he's ancient.
he's ancient.
I don't know many people his age.
I heard you talking about your anniversary in April. And you're going to do
Right, we replaying, or they're playing the 21st end over because the jack was, if I can call it, put out of bounds. And Johan van den Berg's bowl was not that close to the jack. I just want to see what A.B. Williams is going to do. He's running through. Not a bad bowl, it's in the position at the back. I wonder if this is nerves that's getting to Johan van der Berg here, because those are two bowls. He's never bowled short like that in the entire match. Well, they're not very close to the jack, but A.B. Williams is holding 2 shots for Northern Cape. Peter Kane. He's got good weight here. No doubt about that. And he draws the shot for Eastern Province. And that will settle the nerves a bit. Now Greg bowls with the very distinctive orange bowls that he's playing with. Also running through to the back. I think he's going to go into the ditch. It's a dead ball. Seems to me that Northern Cape wants to cover the back of the jack. Perhaps they've got something up their sleeve. And here Peter Kane is trying to cover the back. And the greenkeeper not being very kind to him. The bowl hangs around on the edge and eventually falls into the ditch. Two bowls in the ditch. The front rankers have delivered their bowls. I would not say the last. It could be that the head is burnt again. And now it's up to Sean Camphor to see if he can remedy the situation. They're trailing by 3 shots. Very important. At the moment, they've got 1.5 points. And if Eastern Province can retain their lead on this, the 21st end, then they will also have 1.5 points. So the game points will be shared, 1 each. And then it all depends on the aggregate. I wonder why Northern Cape are playing these strong shots to the back. They are trying to get the jack to go towards A.B. Williams's bowl. Now George Rodriguez, can he draw a shot for Eastern Province? He's put a bowl at the back, which is a bit of insurance for them. And they're still holding the shot with that red bowl from Peter Kane. Sean Camphor trying to pick the jack up, trail it to the back. Direction not quite right, but in the end, he takes the bowl out that George Rodriguez put there. And again, Northern Cape have got all the back bowls. We'll watch closely as the skips. Williams's bowl at the back.
Only just missed it.
He's just put a bowl at the back here, trying to neutralize.
Kill there.
Yeah.
Both have got 1 bowl left, both taking a stroll up to the head.
Yeah. And that bowl that is there in front, I think that is it's either Johan van den Berg or Peter Kane. It's a red bowl.
Neither of these two sides are really in the running, are they?
No, they're not in the running at
So
all.
they're playing for the wooden spoon.
Yes.
And it's still important, so it shows you.
And for the honour.
Absolutely. No, well, that's what it's all about.
I must have a glance at the Western Province guys to my left here. I don't know if I look at Kevin Smith, he's standing with his arms folded. With him is Davy Ahern.
Well, the one game with support from a Sables player, you've got the score of 33-8.
That's very good.
And then there's 7 shots down on the other one, 11-18. They're playing Ekurhuleni, is that right? EKB?
I think so, yeah. Ekurhuleni.
Ekurhuleni. You know where that is, Tommy? It's on the East Rand, you know,
East Rand,
Edenvale, Bedford View, that area, I think.
Boksburg, Benoni.
Boksburg, Benoni.
Yeah. That's right.
The men from the East.
The men from the East. But you were
West.
in the team with the men from the West. Yes, Sables.
Honoured.
Honoured.
Blessed.
I must say, when I spent 2 years in Johannesburg, I also stayed on the East Rand, because that was during the time in 1974, 75, where we had
That's before I was born, Tommy.
petrol restrictions, and our MD at the time said,
Yes.
you must stay as close as possible to the airport, because I had to travel a lot. But back to
Important
the bowls.
bowl, yeah. Important bowl.
That's
Mr. Daniels.
Mr. Daniels. Is he going to get wooded?
Yeah,
Indeed.
he Got unlucky
Righto, there we go.
What a good effort though.
A good effort.
Played in good spirit.
Very good spirit. And I just need to... so as far as the points are concerned, they each get 1.5.
Yes.
And we're waiting to see how many shots they gain there, so that I can just complete my card here. I wonder if they're going to show it or give it to us. It's either 2 shots or 1, but I think it's 2.
The green over here just for your Nordeleni has tanked the white there against Western Province. They're playing the 18th end and they're 7 down. Western Province are to Ekurhuleni. And the last score on that game that we were watching was 1 shot.
And that means that the final score in that match is 21-7.
Western Province bowl just made the ditch, which means another score for Ekurhuleni.
Right, so Western Province are having a little bit of a tough time here on this, the final of the sectional plays. They're in the red zone, so I don't think it's going to be them playing in the final. So Eastern Province, can you perhaps give me, I can't see it from where I'm sitting, what's happening on rink number 3? Alan?
Rink number 3, 27-13.
20, is that the final score?
Well, that's off the 20 ends. The rest you can make up your own mind.
Right. So Eastern Province are really, they've done very well here this morning. 21 to 17 on rink number 4, and now 27-13. So they've got a very good aggregate. And Cole, are we back on rink number 3 where we can watch the final end? The 21st end? Finished. Okay, they finished. I couldn't see it from where I was sitting. 27-13. That was the score for Barry van Wyk against Etienne Matthewson, the 2 skips. It's very good. So Eastern Province having a field day here. Wonderful. So in total, if my arithmetic don't let me down, Eastern Province 48 to Northern Cape's 30. So quite a convincing win for Eastern Cape. The boys from the Eastern Cape will be very, very pleased, and that is the situation, the game that we've brought you. Eastern Province then, the total score for the 2 teams added together, 48 to them, 30 for Northern Cape, and the points I'm not quite sure at this stage, but I think Eastern Province had a field day today in the match on rink number 3. I believe they got 5 points in that game. So according to my calculations, It is 1.5 plus 5, that's 6.5, and plus the 2 for the win, another 4 points, that's 9.5. Yeah, very good. And Northern Cape only managed to score a 1.5 points in the match. So, scores, overall score, Eastern Cape or Eastern Province 48 and Northern Cape 30. That is what we have for you at this stage. We are waiting for the results of the other games that are still in progress. We are unable to tell you exactly who is in the final. It's a crunch time at the moment. There's 3 teams jockeying for the first place in the red section, and in the blue section I think it is between 2 teams there. It's either going to be JBA or Eden. As soon as we have the results, we will communicate that to you when we come back at about 1:30. So from the Outeniqua Bowling Club in George, where we are showing you the matches taking place in the Perfect Delivery BSA Veterans Interdistricts Tournament for 2023. We bid you farewell until we speak to you a bit later this afternoon, and we will be delighted to inform you who will be the 2 teams playing in the final.